Could the Indiana Fever organization possibly get any stronger in its commitment to excellence, both on and off the court, with the addition of another championship pillar to its foundational structure? That precise question has been definitively answered this week as one of the most decorated athletes in WNBA history is officially returning to the franchise she helped define for over a decade and a half. In major organizational news breaking on Tuesday, the Indiana Fever announced that WNBA legend and former Indiana forward Tamika Catchings is reuniting with the franchise in a newly created, highly influential position. The Hall of Famer will now be serving as an ambassador for the broader organizational entity, Pacers Sports and Entertainment. This move marks a profound and celebrated homecoming for Catchings, who spent an iconic 16 seasons anchoring the Indiana Fever, building one of the league's most enduring legacies in the process. The scope of this new role is expansive, reflecting Catchings' enormous stature within the entire Indiana sports landscape. As an ambassador for Pacers Sports and Entertainment, the Hall of Famer is expected to help champion not only the Indiana Fever, the WNBA team where she earned her legendary status, but also the Indiana Pacers, the NBA counterpart, and the Noblesville Boom, the Pacers G League affiliate. This three-pronged focus demonstrates the organization's commitment to leveraging her reputation, leadership, and deep connection to the community across all professional basketball ventures under the PSNE umbrella. The list of responsibilities associated with this high-profile position is rigorous and focused heavily on organizational development and external representation. Catchings' role encompasses critical items such as elevating business initiatives across the entire PSNE organization, energizing major events tied to the franchises, and crucially, serving as a primary representative of the organization's foundational vision and its trajectory for continued growth. It is a role designed not just for public relations, but for substantive strategic involvement in defining the path forward for professional basketball in the state of Indiana. This appointment carries significant weight due to the unparalleled history Catchings built during her playing career. She spent her entire professional tenure, spanning 16 seasons, exclusively with the Indiana Fever before officially retiring following the 2016 WNBA season. During that storied period as a professional athlete, Catchings ascended to become one of the most decorated individuals in the history of the sport. She led Indiana to their pinnacle achievement, winning the WNBA championship in 2012. Furthermore, her consistency and elite performance earned her 10 selections as a WNBA All-Star, cementing her status as one of the league's defining players of her generation. Her success was not confined to the professional domestic league, as she also accumulated immense international accolades. Representing Team USA Basketball, Catchings earned 4 Olympic gold medals, an extraordinary feat that underscores her commitment to excellence at the absolute highest level of the global game. Her career achievements were rightfully recognized when she received the highest honor in basketball, securing her induction into the prestigious Naismith Hall of Fame in 2020, 4 years after hanging up her professional jersey. Her return now closes a temporary gap between the organization and one of its most important figures, injecting established excellence directly into the executive and representational tiers. In addressing the significance of this move, Tamika Catchings provided insight into her perspective on the reunion. She affirmed her deep personal connection to the region and the organization that drafted her, stating clearly that Indiana has been her home since she began her professional journey with the Indiana Fever. Catchings underscored the vital role that Pacers Sports and Entertainment played in shaping her life and trajectory. Expressing immense enthusiasm for the new chapter, she shared her eagerness to step into this ambassador role, which allows her to continue serving the diverse communities, families, and dedicated fans who contribute to making the region so distinctly special. She concluded by articulating her anticipation to collaborate closely with the Fever, the Pacers, and her PSNE family to strengthen the collective impact the organization can achieve. This statement emphasizes a foundational commitment to community engagement and maximizing outreach, themes that have been central to her public identity both during and after her playing days. Pacers Sports and Entertainment President and CEO Mel Raines offered equally powerful testimony regarding the value of Catchings' return. Raines succinctly stated that Tamika Catchings is truly synonymous with basketball excellence, with leadership, and with unwavering community commitment throughout Indiana. The CEO highlighted how Catchings' legacy as a champion, combined with her enduring deep connection to the passionate fanbase and her inherent passion for uplifting others, align seamlessly and perfectly with the core mission of Pacers Sports and Entertainment. This organizational endorsement confirms that the appointment is seen not merely as a symbolic gesture, but as a strategic move to integrate high-level leadership and impeccable reputation into the ongoing operations and public identity of the collective franchises. This reunion occurs at a pivotal time for the Fever organization as they continue to build towards sustained success within the hyper-competitive WNBA landscape. Leveraging the star power and goodwill generated by a figure like Catchings, especially one who embodies the ideals of championship pedigree and community stewardship, provides an immediate boost to business development and fan relations initiatives. Her presence as an active ambassador ensures that the organizational vision, particularly in the realm of diversity, excellence, and community impact, is represented by a figure who has demonstrably achieved unparalleled heights in all 3 categories. The overarching aim is to solidify the foundational strength of PSNE, using Catchings' status as an irreplaceable figure in Indiana basketball history to foster deeper connections with the fan base and elevate the profile of the franchises nationally. The ambassador role demands visibility, eloquence, and a proven ability to inspire, characteristics that define the career and public persona of the 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Her task to champion the Noblesville Boom, the developmental G League affiliate, further underscores the commitment to talent development across the board, linking the highest level of professional accomplishment with the organization's foundational investments in future talent. While the Indiana Fever celebrates the reintegration of their celebrated legend, the entire WNBA landscape continues to evolve, dominated by current generational talents who are actively forging their own historical narratives. The discussion surrounding basketball greatness invariably turns to the athletes currently defining the pinnacle of the women's game, a conversation that must acknowledge the spectacular achievements being witnessed year after year. As organizational stability and representation are bolstered by the addition of Catchings, the league itself is experiencing historic performances from its current stars. One name, in particular, dominated the 2025 season with a level of statistical and championship achievement that forced a recalibration of what constitutes elite performance in a single calendar year. That dominant force established herself not just as the best player of the season, but arguably as one of the most accomplished players across an entire professional calendar year in the history of the sport, transcending both the WNBA and the NBA record books. This current level of extraordinary competition further emphasizes the necessity of strong organizational foundations, such as the one Catchings is now helping to reinforce in Indiana, to compete in a league defined by rapidly escalating levels of talent and excellence. The ongoing legacy of legends past provides the essential context for evaluating the historical magnitude of the feats being achieved by the current elite cohort of women athletes who are driving the league forward. In an era where WNBA legends often transition exclusively to coaching or broadcasting, how significant is it when a franchise icon chooses an entirely new multifaceted organizational path to continue influencing the game, the business, and the community she helped build? This is precisely the scenario unfolding in Indianapolis, marking a crucial strategic move for Pacers Sports and Entertainment. The reunification of the Indiana Fever with one of the most decorated athletes in WNBA history, Tamika Catchings, is now solidified, positioning the Hall of Famer in a role designed not just for visibility, but for deep, fundamental impact across multiple levels of the sports ecosystem in the state of Indiana. The newly established position, Ambassador for Pacers Sports and Entertainment, transcends traditional advisory roles. It signals a dedicated integration of Catchings' celebrated legacy and unparalleled commitment into the very fabric of the corporate and community outreach structures. Her appointment is a deliberate strategic move to leverage a figure synonymous with excellence, championship pedigree, and ethical leadership. Catchings' list of responsibilities is expansive and touches upon every critical area necessary for modern sports franchise growth. She is tasked with championing three distinct entities: the Indiana Fever, the franchise she defined for 16 seasons, the Indiana Pacers, the NBA pillar of the organization, and the Noblesville Boom, the developmental G League affiliate. This comprehensive scope underscores the gravity of her position, making her a vital representative across the entire organizational portfolio. Catchings' expected duties include elevating critical business initiatives, energizing high-profile organizational events, and perhaps most importantly, serving as a direct and authoritative representative of the organization's overarching vision and future growth trajectory. This is far beyond a ceremonial title. It is a mandate to influence the trajectory of business development and brand representation at the highest levels. The commitment expressed by Catchings herself speaks volumes about her deep connection to the region and the institution. She stated unequivocally that Indiana has been her home since the day she was drafted by the Indiana Fever, emphasizing the profound and instrumental role that Pacers Sports and Entertainment has played in shaping her life and defining her professional journey. Her excitement to step into this new ambassadorial role is matched only by her stated eagerness to continue serving the diverse communities, the dedicated families, and the passionate fans who collectively make this specific place and organization so singularly special. She concluded by articulating her anticipation to collaborate closely with the Fever, the Pacers, and her entire Pacers Sports and Entertainment family to help strategically strengthen the collective impact that these organizations are capable of achieving together, reinforcing a mission driven by unity and outreach. The strategic importance of securing Tamika Catchings in this long-term, influential capacity cannot be overstated, particularly as the WNBA continues its dramatic surge in national and global prominence. Pacers Sports and Entertainment President and CEO Mel Raines articulated the organizational perspective with absolute clarity, noting that Tamika Catchings is fundamentally synonymous with basketball excellence, unwavering leadership, and profound community commitment within Indiana. Raines highlighted that Catchings' distinguished legacy as a champion, combined with her deep, lasting connection to the fanbase and her palpable passion for uplifting others, aligns flawlessly and perfectly with the core mission of Pacers Sports and Entertainment. This public affirmation confirms that the ambassador role is not merely a gesture of appreciation for past service, but a crucial component of the organization's forward-looking business and community strategy. To fully appreciate the weight of Catchings' return, one must recall the totality of her monumental professional career. The former Fever forward dedicated 16 grueling and spectacular seasons exclusively to the Indiana Fever before officially retiring from the court in 2016. During that tenure, she led the Indiana Fever to their crowning achievement, a WNBA championship title in 2012. Her sustained level of performance resulted in an astonishing 10 WNBA All-Star selections, marking her as one of the most consistently elite players of her generation. Her brilliance was not confined solely to the professional league. She was also an indispensable pillar of Team USA basketball, achieving the extraordinary feat of winning 4 separate Olympic gold medals, an accomplishment that places her among the true global elite in the history of the sport. Her foundational impact and enduring achievements were ultimately recognized by the highest echelon of the sport, leading to her well-deserved induction into the Naismith Hall of Fame in 2020. This comprehensive background in winning, leadership, and national representation makes her the ideal figurehead to champion the vision and expansion of a major professional sports organization. The landscape into which Catchings returns is one of fierce competition and historic achievement across the entire WNBA. While Catchings represents the sustained generation-defining excellence of the past 2 decades, the current state of the league showcases unprecedented contemporary dominance. This is best exemplified by the current highest-ranking athlete in the sport, A'ja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. Wilson, who earned the top spot on the list ranking the top 10 women athletes of 2025, had one of the most statistically superior seasons in the history of the WNBA. Her performance led the Aces to secure their 3rd championship title in the span of only 4 years, a run of excellence that required Wilson to sweep nearly every single major award available within the calendar year. In 2025 alone, A'ja Wilson earned her 2nd WNBA scoring title, her 3rd Defensive Player of the Year award, an unprecedented 4th League Most Valuable Player award, and her 2nd Finals Most Valuable Player award. This remarkable combination of honors solidified her standing as the first player in the combined history of the WNBA or the NBA to accomplish this complete sweep of major accolades in a single defining season. Aces coach Becky Hammon encapsulated this singular achievement perfectly, stating that Wilson is, quote, Everest. There is no one else around, end quote. Even amidst such historical dominance, Wilson herself maintains a focus on future accomplishments, humbly noting that she is not yet ready for the coveted greatest of all time, or GOAT conversation. She acknowledged that she still has, quote, a little bit more winning to do before you put me in that conversation, end quote. Wilson recognizes the significance of being placed in such rarefied air, adding that when one is compared to such greats and to such legends, it is an undeniable indication that one is, quote, doing something right and I'm so grateful, end quote. This perspective, delivered after sweeping the Phoenix Mercury in the 2025 WNBA Finals, underscores the high bar of historical excellence that figures like Tamika Catchings established, the very standard that A'ja Wilson is now pushing to new heights. The reintegration of Tamika Catchings into the Pacers sports and entertainment family, therefore, is timely and strategically powerful. It links the past, defined by the foundational excellence and championship experience of a Hall of Famer, directly to the future ambitions of an organization determined to grow in scope, influence, and community impact. Catchings' legacy, the 16 seasons of dedication, the 2012 title, the 4 Olympic gold medals, is now directly channeled into driving the business and community success of the Fever, the Pacers, and the Boom. This move ensures that the organizational vision for growth and commitment will be represented by one of the most respected and authentic voices in the entirety of professional sports, concluding a chapter of separation and beginning a new, impactful era of dedicated collaboration between a legend and the franchise she helped define.